Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Entrepreneur Investor Connection. We're talking on Clubhouse. We're on YouTube. We're all over. I want to basically talk to you guys about this new revolution called NFTs. If you don't know what this is, it's going to change creativity. It's going to change how people make money from creating art, music, and anything, right? Why is that? So what NFTs are is they basically allow people to create something and then put code behind it. So anytime someone purchases it, you make money from it. And I'm talking about, like, you can make a piece of art today, somebody buys it for $100, and then 10 years from now, somebody buys it for $100 million. You still make money every time it's sold. And that's super powerful. So, Eric, I know you're here. We're on Clubhouse, so we're going to try to keep a conversation going about it. If people have questions, definitely put it in the chat. But on Clubhouse, it's more of an interactive thing. So, Eric, do you have any questions about NFTs?
Actually, not. I actually saw Mark Cuban talk about this. He's heavily invested, actually. Yeah. And he actually did some testing and had some ridiculous results. He did $20,000 and then in a span of 45 minutes or something like that.
Yep. There's been a few artists, actually. There was an artist named Beeple, Beeple. He put up I think it was 30 pieces of art, and he made $8 million or something like that. And that's powerful.
Yeah, it's insane. Mark Cuban was actually saying just get somebody like Cardi B behind us, who's all about keeping her money and all that. That there's a way where she can put a song out and then have just a limited series run of a song, and then that person who buys it can resell it, and she's still making money.
She makes money every time. So that it's gonna.
Every time it gets flipped, she makes money.
So this is a major problem with creatives, right? Like, if you think about it, when you make music and stuff like that, you gotta hope somebody's keeping track of how many times it's played, how many times it's sold, where it's used. Well, now with the blockchain is going to make it so there's no disputing. You know when it's used, where it's used, and you know who owes you, and they're going to pay you because the money is built in to pay you automatically. So that's why, again, we're coming back to cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. This is actually not powered by Bitcoin, though. This is powered by Ethereum. So this is why every time you hear me talk about Bitcoin, I also talk about Ethereum. Ethereum is funny because this whole process of NFTs, they call it gas when you set up an NFT. So let's say today you create a piece of art or music. Then you want to make it an NFT. Basically, you have to run it through the blockchain, which I'm not going to, bore you with the technology, but basically, once you put it in the blockchain, that's what protects it forever. And your whole life and your family's life, they will make money off your art, music or art. That happens because it's in the blockchain. But to make it go on the blockchain, you need something called gas, which is the cost of putting it on the blockchain. But that's why Ethereum is so powerful. Ethereum, all these NFTs are right now powered by Ethereum. And people believe they will continue to be. We don't know, though. And that's why, for instance, me, I'm betting hard that it's going to be on Ethereum. But yeah, I know it's confusing. So what kind of questions I got a bunch of Meta Bronxes in the house. Any questions about what NFTs are? Even you, Eric, what are you thinking? What questions do you have?
Well, I'm just curious how it's going to evolve. I mean, it's easy when you have a name behind it. I just want to see how anybody, the general consumer, starts using it and how they can figure out a way of monetizing off of it. You're going to have a lot of people who's going to put stuff out there, and there's not going to be much movement. But anybody who's popular, I can see this great with people who has the collectibles world becoming something big.
So that's huge. It's huge in the collectibles, because think about collectibles. Think about the resale market, right?
Yeah.
So
it's already on its own kind of crazy, even like shoes and obviously baseball cards, comic books, but this puts it at a different level. This is you buy it, you have that rare comic that hard to limited edition find of Jordan that You put it out there. Now you make money each time it gets flipped.
Exactly. That's the difference, right? Where right now the big resale market is in things like sneakers, cards, I guess clothes in general. I don't know. Art.
Yeah.
But so imagine now, as a creator, once you create this thing, you know you don't even have to worry about it. You're gonna get paid. So now I think it changes creativity. For me, my capitalist brain is like, okay, now it's time to do art again.
Whoever has that rare Bansky somewhere, it's like, forget it. You're making money off of that if you can.
All right. So Silvix asks, so NFTs are like monetization. So all right, let me try to explain it in as easy of a way as possible. Somebody asked on YouTube. So what NFTs are is the actual term is called non-fungible tokens, which is like, whoa. But fungibility is like an economic term. What it means is, it means if two things are the same, like, all right, if I had $100 bill, right? You had $100 bill, that $100 bill will be worth the same amount. So that's fungible. That means both things are worth the same amount. But like if we both had a Jordan rookie card and your Jordan rookie card was better than mine because I had a little rip, then that's non-fungible, right? That means that mine is less value than yours, but even though it's the same thing, the value is different. So when you buy things using Ethereum or an NFT, you're basically buying a scarce asset. So like, for instance, that Beeple guy, he basically created like 100 or something like that pieces of art. And then he said people are going to be able to buy it for only a short amount of time. And however many people buy it, that's how many are going to exist. So people bought it like crazy. And I think he said like in an hour, he made like $8 million, something crazy like that. So now he stopped selling them. So everybody that has them, if they grow in value, you make more money, like most art, right? But what's crazy about NFTs, where it's like this whole mind-bending but very cool time, is if I bought art from you today without an NFT, I'd give you cash. I give you American USD because we're in America. I give you, let's say, $100. That $100, you know, it's not going to change that much in value for a while. If anything, it's going down in value right now, but it's not recognizable. But what if I told you I'm going to give you this $100 for that piece of art, and in 3 months that $100 could be worth $1,000? That's where we are, because it's powered by Ethereum, and the value of Ethereum is growing as well as the value of the art. It creates this scenario where for artists, you would create this art. So there was a story of somebody created a cat, a pink cat. Somebody bought the cat years ago, I don't know how long ago, for 600 Ethereum. Back then, I think the Ethereum was like $1 or something like that, let's say. Now Ethereum is worth $1,500. I don't remember I haven't looked all day. Last time I looked, it was about $1,500. So think about that. They bought this cat for 600 Ethereum. So the person who sold it to them got 600 Ethereum for this cat. It was like an animated GIF. Now Ethereum is worth $1,500 per coin. So that cat now is worth $1 million plus. And that artist, if he kept or she kept that Ethereum, has $1 million for something that when they sold it, it definitely was not worth $1 million. They probably sold it for like $600, maybe $1,000. I don't know the exact details. You could Google it. It's called Crypto Kitties. But this world is just starting, like literally, like I feel like in the last 6 months, it's exploding, but it's very, very new. And even there's even the NBA just dropped something where I think it's called Top Shots. I don't know if you guys heard of this. Top Shots will let you buy a moment in NBA history. So you can say, all right, I like when Jordan hit the final shot. That's my favorite moment in NBA history. Now you can, they're going to allow people to bid on that moment, and whoever pays the most owns that moment. Not to say the NBA can't use it. I don't even know how it works, if other people can use it or not. To be honest, it's very early. I'm still trying to understand this. But now you own that moment. And I believe if somebody else wants to use that moment outside of the NBA, you get paid, I believe. That's how it will work with the art, though. If you own the art and somebody, it's like owning a Picasso right now, right? You buy the Picasso, it's in your home, right? So if somebody wants to use it, they need to work with you to use it. Right. But if later on you go and you sell it for a lot more money, then it's not yours anymore. The difference is, imagine if Picasso, and I won't even take Picasso. I'll take somebody like Basquiat. You think about these artists who die broke, right? Like, and then when they die, their art becomes huge. Imagine if Basquiat's family could be making all the money from his art now being sold, instead of, and not all, but it's a percentage. It's not 100%, right? So whoever bought it owns about 90%. I think it's 10% that they own.
The more it gets exchanged, the less the percentages, something like that.
Oh yeah, so it keeps going down.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Oh, okay. See, it's early. So what I suggest, if you are any type of creator, I suggest you just get in this game. I can tell you how to, right? Like, the first place to go look is a place called OpenSea. Actually, I'll share my screen and show you. OpenSea is, what I'm hearing, one of the easiest places to get started. OpenSea.io. I'm going to share my screen so you can see. So Milan, what do you think about NFTs? So here's the website.
I think they're pretty dope. Definitely for artists and people that are creative.
Definitely. Like, so, all right, let me make sure I have. Okay. All right. So I was just changing my audio because I was on the wrong mic. So, okay. If you look on the website, and I know you guys are on Clubhouse, but we can still have the conversation while I'm showing. So any questions from you, Omar? You're a photographer. And your photography is awesome. Like, imagine being able to throw it up there, and people want to buy it. You could say these are 10 of 10, and just bid. Whoever the highest bids are, those are the people who are gonna get it. And that's what people did.
Yo, what is the because I can't see your screen. I'm like trying to find you on YouTube. What was this? OpenSea.io?
.io.
Hold on, wait. Let me figure this out.
OpenSea.io.
That's SEE?
SEA, like swim sea.
Oh, OpenSea. SEA.IU.
IO.
Oh, IO. Sorry, my bad. What's the IO? What's that come from? That's
it's like Internet of Things, kind of. That's the history of it. But I don't know if it still means that.
You know, it's funny. So I've been listening to you guys and through all the different markets of what you were saying, and I do a lot of the resale stuff, mostly on vinyl toys, old school Spawn toys. Now, because like you said, trading cards are getting back into like a favorable viewpoint. I've been looking at the baseball card collection and seeing what I'm selling on eBay, and now I'm like looking through my crates. Like, okay, cool, I got some stuff that's actually valuable.
Sure.
And now we're going into like what you're saying with this art, and it's tricky, right? Because you mentioned my photography, but there's a lot of people that are doing it in various channels. And for someone like me who doesn't literally derive his major income from the art that I'm creating, but like, you know, commercial art, which is the graphic design and the branding, it's tricky, right? Because I can put my photography on darkroom.tech, which is a lot of the Instagram photographers I follow. We all talk about it. They sell their artwork there for prints, right?
Darkroom.tech, you said?
Yeah.
Darkroom.tech. So actually, YouTube, can you tell me if you can hear Omar right now? Just somebody in the comments tell me that you can hear Omar. I just want to make sure. But go ahead, go. So darkroom.tech.
Instagram. So this is easy because you basically set up a gallery page, like your own little portal, and you can sell your prints here.
So they print it and ship it for you, basically.
Yeah, basically, they make it super easy. So a lot of guys I know are using this, and I might go down this avenue myself. Now, what you're talking about is going limited edition. You need that that momentum, like anything else. Like when you mention a Basquiat or a Banksy, you know, like you need one or two major collectors to go, this guy's stuff is great, and I'm collecting it. And once you get like that kind of recognition or that kind of
buzz. It's kind of like everything, right? You need a buzz.
Right, exactly. You never, it's hit or miss.
Yeah.
So I don't. Right now, I guess because if it's in infancy, so I don't know how the NFT would benefit artists or like myself at the moment when I can put my work on multiple channels like darkroom.tech. I can set up an Etsy shop. I can also sell my art to the photo sites.
So like stock photography, right? But this is the thing, right? Think about stock photography though.
I can even give it to Adobe Creative Cloud. You know, they also take stock now.
But how do they pay you out for that? Because like right now you can pay.
So that's the difference. So Adobe takes a lot of percentage. They take about 30%, which sucks. So I'm not on there, and I think they control a lot of the rights. So
yeah, but I have Creative Cloud. They let me use photos for kind of free. I think I get like a certain amount free.
It is. You get a certain amount free. For an artist, I think they take a big percentage off the top. And I think they also start owning your rights a little bit. Like I forgot what it was. It was a few years back when I started looking into it, but I think you can't use those photos on other sites. So that's a bad thing.
Oh man. Yeah, that's crazy.
So like Darkroom Tech and Etsy are like the closest thing to an NFT, meaning I have full control of my art. I can sell as much as I want for as much as I want. And if people are willing to pay, awesome.
Then it keeps printing. They just keep printing and shipping, right?
Keep printing. Or I can just say, you know what? There's a limited edition. I can name it like on Etsy, like here's a 10 print limited run and call it a day. And be like, each print is worth $25. If no one buys it for $25, guess what? It's not worth $25. I got to decrease it to like $20 or $15.
Sure.
If no one buys it then it's like, all right, this is $10. Might as well just print it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think that's what the NFT thing comes. I think it's good. Like you're saying, it gives a lot of control back to the artist, which is like what.
So, but this is the thing, right? The difference of what you just said, right? Like, let's say I buy one of your pictures, right, and then I sell it on eBay for 5 times what I paid for it. You don't get nothing, right?
No, I don't.
But in this, you get 10% of that sale. Like there's that cat, right? So think about it. The first person that made that cat, now it's worth $1 million. They're saying that the next person that buys that cat may pay $10 million for that cat. So that artist is going to make 10% of that $10 million too, which is crazy.
Awesome. That is great to have that kind of that paper trail, because that's what you need. That's what artists need, you know, because like you said, like I can't control how many times my photography would be used on, say, like a stock photo site, or like how where they rent that out or how they sell that out. You know, it's kind of like
even though they could tell you, they just don't want to. But now,
right. I would have to be linked in, and then I would get the royalties. That's where the royalty stock comes into. You know, like so every time someone buys a purchase, I get a percentage of that. It's a small percentage, but still it's a percentage. It's like Spotify with musicians, right? Spotify is huge, and every time you hit that play button, they get 3 cents. The music artist, I think.
No, yeah, like 1,000. You need 1,000 plays for them to get 3 cents.
Yeah, I know they really handle the artist bad. But the thing is that this market is so open because everybody wants something for nothing now, and everything can be had for nothing. And that's why when Jay-Z opened up Tidal, it was like, oh, he's paying the artists more for their plays,
but they get less plays.
But no one wants to pay for that subscription.
Yeah. So this is the thing, though, right? Art is in this place where, sure, you know, the starving artist, right? That's why I don't do art anymore. Like when me and Omar went to high school together, the art and design high school. I was an artist first, right? But I saw the computer graphics made money. So I said, that's why I do the brand and the logo work. Yeah. So, but now when you look at this, right? Imagine today. Let me give you a scenario. Today, you take one of your paintings, or your drawings, or whatever your photos, whatever you do now. You put it up. You get 10 people to give you, let's say, half an Ethereum each, right? That's $500. I mean, that's not nothing, right?
Right.
And let's say Ethereum, which is what they say it might get to, goes to $20,000. You made, if you kept it, because of course you can sell it just like Bitcoin. If you keep it, the value of that piece over time to you could be tremendous, right? So that's where the mix of the technology and the financial part of it, the money, is kind of like mind blowing, because just that cat alone, it being worth $6 million right now, and they're saying the next time it's sold, it might be worth 10.
Right, and
That's crazy.
What you're describing to me is the music industry for artists now, and that's what it is. Because every time that music gets played, they get royalties for it. Every time that song was played on the radio, the artist got a royalty check, and that's what you're basically saying that this is now for like visual artists, that we finally get that royalty. That, like you said,
the paper trail.
Right. Trail, right? So now we're getting paid. But the thing is, it's like everything else. Like you still need that momentum to pick up.
Yeah, there's no going around that. With anything, you need to be able to create your own buzz. You need to be able to create your own popularity.
Yes, and if it resonates with a crowd or an audience, then you're really one of the fortunate ones. So, which is why I like, I'm a big fan of Post Malone, and when he released his Iverson track, he just released it on his own. No one backed no record label, and he put it on YouTube. And it kept getting hits, and he built that.
I didn't know that.
Now look where he is,
Yep.
And I think Drake was also like the mixtape crowd. Like,
I think Justin Bieber too. A lot of them took. They use social media to grow their buzz, right?
100%. So like now, if you're saying that this NFT program can be like that for visual artists, I think that's a wonderful thing.
But also for music artists too, because this is a thing, right? Like remember Wu-Tang Clan, when Wu-Tang Clan sold the one album to the jerk pharmaceutical dude? Remember that?
Yes,
right?
Yes.
And he paid $1 million for it.
Yep.
Now they can do that on many different levels, right? They didn't just have to take the $1 million from one person. They could have said, all right, everybody in the next 24 hours that's willing to pay $100 is going to own the album. After that, nobody owns it. And they could have probably had hundreds of millions of people paying $100.
Yeah, but you know what? But here's the thing. It's funny, right? Here's the thing. It's still that if I buy something from you, it's mine now because I bought it. I bought it with my funds, and now I'm the owner of this property. So if I bought this piece of art or that Wu-Tang album, it is now my album to do what I want. If I want to, I can burn it. I can. It's still because it's still my property, and I have the will to do what I want because I paid for it, and now I'm the owner. It's like the commercial work. Like if I do a logo for somebody, I transfer those rights to my client.
Yeah. Work for hire. Yep.
Right. Well, it's not really work for hire because they're my clients. Like I'm still branding their company. It's theirs. I did it.
I see what you mean. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah. It's like I don't take any ownership of that because I did it for them in cooperation with them. So the fact that you're saying like this now reverses it for visual artists, it's great because I was just at the Brooklyn Museum this afternoon looking at the Cause exhibit that just opened up.
Okay.
And about 4 pieces were lent out from Pharrell Williams. Like I know.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Like private collection of Pharrell Williams, and I was like, yo, that's dope. Like he bought this stuff probably $1 gazillion, easily. These canvases were huge, so they probably had to be $100,000 each. And now that he's lending it to the Brooklyn Museum to be on view, he's definitely getting a percentage to loan it out.
Exactly.
But
but the family of whoever artist that was.
Cause, I don't think Cause is getting those royalties now.
Definitely
not. I think it's more of an honor for him to be displayed in Brooklyn, and it just helps his reputation, which again goes back into building that crowd momentum.
But that's why I kind of like got out the artist game, because at the end of the day, you get, unless you're the 1% or even less than 1%, you don't really live like most of the artists. They really get famous after they die. So it's like,
but the street artists is where you got to look at. The street artists are also alive, like Shepard Fairey, Banksy, Cause is a good one.
True.
Like these guys are still out there. They're our age. They're in their 40s. And they're producing, and they've got the hype. They got.
But they did major marketing, right? Like Obey and all that.
Street, dude. And now they all got their reputation. People were finding them out because they had the ups on the streets, and people were figuring out who these guys were, and they started doing collabs. Like Causes, because I was just there, so it's fresh in my mind. His big collabs where he went to Tokyo and started linking up with the guys from Bathing Ape and a lot of vinyl toy guys, and he started producing a lot. So his body of work just got bigger and bigger and bigger. Shepard Fairey, everybody knows the Obey Giant posters. So people are like, yo, what is this? Like it's everywhere. And it was his own marketing. And he's like, I think he's credited with the Guinness Book of like having the most ups out of any street artist in history. And that's just on pure determination,
No doubt.
And now he's being collected. And once he did the Obama poster, the Hope.
Yeah,
that's what kind of
put him into mainstream. Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Everybody knows his name now, and now his canvases are just like skyrocketing.
But think about that guy. Think about that guy. I mean, and this is why I think, of course, those guys, they're always going to make their money, right? Those type of artists, they're always going to make their money. But what I like is that cat story. That person wasn't famous.
No.
Somebody just liked it enough to bid 600 Bitcoin. I mean, Ethereum. Back then, Ethereum was not worth $1,500 per coin, though.
Right.
And they're saying that one day that it may go to $200,000 per coin. So imagine making art right now and racking up Ethereum. And instead of cash, of course, you could take out the cash, if you want. But if you keep it in Ethereum, the value of the piece by its popularity will grow. But then the value of the actual money that was given to you will grow exponentially too. Right. And that combination is super interesting for artists. I think
if you can set up a system, what you just said, where you're either collecting solely Bitcoin or solely Ethereum for your art to sell out, or to, I guess it's rent. I guess it's just
no. This is the thing, right? You could do it with Bitcoin, but if you take for Bitcoin, that's it. That's your final payment. Right. With Ethereum built into it.
Go past that. If I sell you a piece of art today and you pay me in Bitcoin, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, that's a benefit to me because I know that Bitcoin might increase in value.
Yep.
When now you own my artwork, the back end to that story is if you sell it or if you rent it, I get a percentage of it, right? That's what we're talking about?
Yes. Like so if I sell it again, let's say 10 years from now, somebody wants to give me $100 million for it. Yep. You get a percentage of that sale.
Right.
Which so you can't do that with Bitcoin though. Bitcoin, so
No, that I get. So basically I'm constantly getting residuals on my art as many times it gets resold.
Yep. I don't know exactly how it works because Eric just said something that I hadn't heard yet, that it diminishes over time. I don't know how it works, but I just know that it's more than nothing. Right?
Well, and it's definitely better than a one-time fee.
It's up to a certain point. It's not forever.
Yeah. So it goes all the way down to I think 2% or 5%, but then it stays there.
Oh yeah, but still better than nothing. Like 2%
over a lifetime is great.
Yeah, because think about it. If it's being resold that many times, the value must be like growing every time, right?
You expect 2% of a larger number.
Yeah. Yes. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, all right. So any questions from anybody in any of the audiences? I'm all over the place right now. But also any questions from the Clubhouse? Clubhouse is an interactive discussion. That's why it's pretty awesome. I highly suggest anybody get on here. Any questions from you, Milan, or you, Sayi?
How you doing, Miguel? You okay?
How you doing, man? I'm good.
Good. I'm buzzing about this, man. I think it's like so revolutionary. Like, I think it's next.
I agree.
Next level, man. I'm so buzzing. But I think my thing is, so because of the concept that I've got, it's now trying to understand in regards to how that I move forward with it, in a sense of who would you recommend I hit up in regards to the contract situation?
So,
is it just a standard music lawyer or not necessarily?
For music, you want to do it for music, not art?
So I want to merge the two, so both music and art.
So then I think the same ones that I just showed, like OpenSea, I think there's one called Rareable, because what you can do is you can package the music and the art as an animation, and that's what you're selling. Eventually, if you know me, I'm going to make augmented reality art and I'm going to make NFTs. That's my goal. Like, that's why I'm so excited about it, because I have been waiting. As soon as I saw augmented reality, I was like, there's going to be a way to make money from this, but I just don't know how it's going to come around. And this is it right here. This is it. So I'm super excited about that. But for you, you can do the same thing. You can put an animation. So I was just talking about it. You weren't here. The NBA is coming up with something called Top Shots. And you can buy a moment in NBA history, right? And it's a video, it's an animation, it's the audio of it, being called. So it's the same idea that you want to do. And right now, actually tomorrow morning, they're doing like a big bid on a bunch of moments in NBA history. Top shots. Yeah. Anybody, any Meta Bronxers, any questions? Anybody in any of these audiences as well? But
I got a question.
Go ahead, Milan.
So
it's good for architects too, then, right? Like someone that's like doing homes that I did design. Like
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
That's a good question though, because does that mean you put the like blueprints up, and then if anybody tries to use something like you done, they get paid for it?
Someone put it in another room, and they were speaking about it, and on technicality you could,
Wow.
So they used an example of cars. So like for instance, you could put
cool.
For instance, the log to a car, or like a watch, a watch for instance, and obviously link it to the watch. So obviously a designer watch.
So because now everything is created from a 3D file, basically what you're saying is that file can be resold, and you can keep making money off that file, basically. And it could be a house or a watch.
Yeah. But again, obviously it'll be the two would go in hand, if that makes sense.
No, I don't understand that. What do you mean by that?
So like the digital file will, for the watch, for instance, will go with the watch. So let's go back.
Got it. So you get the physical thing and the file.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, that's how I see it, right? My goal, and you're the first to hear it, and you're gonna buy my art one day, is I would like to create like art that's physical, but then when you look at it with special glasses or whatever it is, when Apple comes out with their AR glasses, it does things, right? But then what I could do is I can make it so certain people buy certain versions of it, right? So I could be like, if you pay this, you get this experience. If you pay this, so that's how I'm thinking about it right this second. But of course, it's very, very new. Like I was just in a room today. I've been in a room probably for like 5 hours listening to people talk about this stuff. And there's this guy, not that famous. He started a room on Clubhouse, and like a few rich people came into the room trying to learn about NFTs and bought some of his stuff for like crazy amount of money, right? So this is like, there's a few innovations happening here. First, Clubhouse. Clubhouse is one of the craziest apps I've ever seen.
I've never seen anything like it.
Right? I'm really so I'm gonna tell you guys, whoever's watching me in other places today, I was like, I'm gonna go live, but I usually go live on YouTube, Facebook, all these places, right? But I'm like, man, that's so much more work than going live on Clubhouse. It's like not even funny. And then there was a story. I tell this story to a lot of people. I'm in a Clubhouse room. It's like Sunday morning. I just listen while I'm working on stuff. And this woman is talking about how she's growing her business. And she's going on and on talking. And then at the end of the conversation, she says, oh, I haven't told you guys, though. I broke my back and I'm in bed for 6 months. This is month number 2. And I've been growing my business in Clubhouse by just talking. So I was like, that's never been possible before, because she literally just has her phone probably by her head. She can barely move, and she's talking and growing her business. That is crazy. And I think the NFT thing, so imagine she came up with some type of art, and that thing could be selling millions of times, and nobody has to print it up and mail it. She's just making the money, right? And this is just a crazy time to be creative and an entrepreneur and an investor, right? Like this is like merging all the worlds, right? And that's why it's super, super interesting time. So what question? Do you have any questions? Any other ones? Anybody? Any?
Yeah, so that's good for design patents too, right?
That's a good question though, because design patents, I don't know.
Like if I do it on the blockchain, you know what I mean? So I'm basically like, let's say I had this up, and I'm like, all right, I did the design for it, put it into the blockchain, and then go back to the patent office and say,
I did it first. Yeah, the thing is understanding patent law enough to know what's patentable though, right? Because there's design patents, there's technical patents, I think it's called. I forgot what they call them. So who disputes? Because a contract, I don't know if the smart contracts are going to be able to look at two things and say, well, this is too close to Milan's, so you're going to have to pay Milan, right? I don't know that part.
Well, it would be utility patents or design patents, right? So let's
utility, that's the one.
Design patent, right? So let's say my design patent would just show when I create a design, and then I give that to the patent office. So
see, but this is where it gets a little bit crazy for legal, right? Because what if that person did file it with the patent office, but he didn't put it on, or she didn't put it on the blockchain?
No, I'm saying using it as like another resource as proof of concept. So like before someone even does it, you're going to the patent office with that.
That might, yeah. I mean, this is so new. I haven't heard that, but that makes a lot of sense, right? It's again the poor man's patent.
I think the patent office has to recognize it. That gets tricky whether they will recognize NFT.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure that they will as of yet.
But think about it, innovation, they're gonna have to, right? Like think about it. Like there's literally a document that's on a blockchain saying this person created it this time, and then you have a something that came in later after that. How do you dispute that? You know, like it's gonna be interesting. Lawyers are gonna have a field day, that's for sure, like always. But now with this stuff, it's pretty interesting. And just as an artist, like it brings me back to my younger days, and I think the starving artists, right? And you think about what if now there's a way for you not to be the case for most. Of course, there's always the 1%ers, like we said, but imagine people actually can support you in a way that is valuable, right? So valuable to everybody, because if somebody buys your art and now it does grow in value just because they bought it with Ethereum, right? And then they resell it and they make money and you make money. That to me is super, super interesting. Super interesting. Any other thoughts? Anybody, anywhere, any questions or thoughts? Because this is just a super interesting topic where I'm like,
yeah, dude,
rabbit hole.
I am trying to think about when you keep saying that, like the starving artist, like that has been the paradigm for so long. We've seen fine artists, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it started. Fine artists always had a struggle, right? But I relate this what we're talking about now to musicians taking ownership of their catalogs, right? Because for a long time, the record labels had the rights to their music, and that's where the artist fell short. And the music labels,
the publishing,
the publishing rights. And then you had, just a few guys, and I think it was, who's the blind?
Ray Charles.
Yeah, Ray Charles. There you go. He was one of the first. James Brown was another one. Like these pioneers who just took the rights to their work. With fine art, I'm wondering, because this is so new, if this diminishes the value of one piece of art. I mean, I'm not seeing it.
Well, it's the same idea, though, right? Like you can say, I'm only selling 2 of these or 1 of them on the NFT. It's really up to you to create the scarcity, right? As the artist.
Yeah.
But you have that option now. Imagine them saying, look, I love this painting. I think we can sell 1,000 of them. Now you got to redo that painting 1,000 times, right?
Like, make the prints. That's how the prints are made.
No, but the prints are not original. Right?
No. I'm looking at the collector. Like as a collector, as a high-end collector, right? Like I mentioned earlier with Pharrell Williams owning those cause canvases. Those canvases are usually one-offs. And those canvases is what, because it's a one-off and it's original, done by the artist's hand, they're highly valuable.
Sure.
And now I'm wondering if Pharrell decided to start selling it again, right? Because it's his art. Basically, he paid for that piece.
What
you're saying is that with this new business model, let's call it like that, this new business model, if he sells it, he'll get a percentage, he'll get the sale price, and then the artist will also get a percentage of that new sale price. The thing is, if Pharrell was like, you know what, I don't want to sell it, I'm going to rent this out.
That's a good question, actually. That's a good question. I wonder how it works, because I'm actually looking at that test case for one of the startups I'm working with. Actually 2 of the startups I'm working with. Because I do believe that's gonna happen, right? Like he just did it, right? And
he loaned it. He loaned a lot of those.
He loaned it, and he's making revenue from owning that piece of art. So
correct.
When people pay him for that, they're gonna have to pay him through that blockchain, and then the owner of that, unless he makes a deal outside of the blockchain, which I guess he can, right? He can say, "Hey, pay me."
We're talking about present. Like I don't know if this structure will change the current markets. I think it would require this next generation, or like few people within their 30s who are semi-established, who have been like, you know what, I'm going to change this paradigm now. I'm no longer going to go through galleries. I'm going to start selling it through my own avenues. and this is the setup that I'm gonna have to do, because everybody needs to jump on board, right?
So, yep.
You know?
Yep. I think well, two things that come to mind when I think about what you just said. The first one is what these artists are doing right now is they're making pieces, and they'll make pieces where they have a bunch of them. They have pieces where they have a limited supply, and then they have pieces where they have one. And what they're doing there is this is a business trick of anchoring pricing, right? They got one that's $50,000, hundreds for $100, and then like 50 for $500. But somebody might go and say, "I'll buy the $50,000 one," right? And then they just get that one. They're the only ones in the world, the same way as the real world painting example.
Yeah.
And then I think about Basquiat, because I had a friend who told me this story where he knew one of Basquiat's friends who was a junkie. And Basquiat, before he died, gave him one of the paintings. So the guy was a junkie, and he was trying to get drugs, and he was trying to sell the painting. And the guy ended up trying to find him, but he couldn't find him. And by the time he found him, he sold the painting randomly to some guy for like less than the guy was willing to pay him. And I was just thinking about that right now when you said it. I don't know what made me think about it, but all of that is possible to change, right? Like the whole scenario is different now with this technology. And that's super freaking interesting. Super interesting. Super interesting. Any other questions anywhere? Clubhouse, YouTube, Facebook, wherever we at.
I wonder how real estate agents play a part then. If, let's say, an architect does a design, will they be the ones protecting it, being the gatekeepers?
You mean like going after people that make something similar?
Yeah, or kind of you have to go through the agent to get that design, right? If you're like a developer. And now
I see what you mean. Like I want to use this exact design. Can I use it if I pay you? And instead of it being like we said, the one of one, they could say, I'm willing to sell this design to 5 people around the world to use my design in different places in the world, right? And then, is that what you mean?
Yeah, because like the person that made contemporary homes, for example, right? It's like that person doesn't get paid today, but there's contemporary homes all over the world, right? So imagine if that person actually did put that in the blockchain and now got paid that 2% until it diluted all the way down.
The hard thing about physical is, how do you know that it was done? You know, where digital, there's an easy way to track that it's being used, you know, versus somebody could just do it and not say anything, and you gotta like be looking around the world for people that are doing, you know.
That would be the planning board, right? Because every person that has to develop something has to go through the planning board.
Oh, that's true. And it goes to the city, right? The city has to have plans.
Yeah, so they would actually be the gatekeepers on the blockchain saying, oh, this is already done, is to contact them or already have some type of...
Wow, but that's $1 billion company right there. You should work on that. Because basically what you're saying is there needs to be like something that overlays into the city planning boards and stuff, and the city planning pretty much, and then make sure it checks against other possible infringements. We're heading into a crazy time. So if I were a young person, like I got a bunch of Meta Bronx youth working and watching, I would be working on blockchain technology. I would be looking into that technology right now because it's going to change everything. Music, art, real estate, and even real estate ownership too, right? If you think about it, with real estate ownership, the idea of, I heard this story. Actually, I met the company. These people lived in a building, right? They lived in a building, and the owner was going to sell the building. And the people were like, wait, don't sell the building because you're going to sell it to somebody. They're going to raise our rent. Let us buy it from you. And he's like, well, you can't afford to buy it from me. And what they did was they made a blockchain where every month they paid a little bit more, and over time he would get his money. So they made a smart contract through Ethereum where every month they paid, let's say, an extra $500 each. And over time, he would get the money he wanted, but he let the people who live there buy it. And that's a powerful opportunity, right? Like, think about now the rich not only being able to take advantage of situations like that. Those people now are going to own where they live. It's going to take the guy a little bit longer to get what he wants, but it doesn't matter to him because he's still going to get it, right? So this technology is great, and that all was powered by Ethereum too. So again, when people start to do this, right? Think about that happening all across the world using Ethereum. The value of Ethereum is going to grow, right? And that's including art, even loans. There's even something called DeFi. If you look it up, DeFi means decentralized finance. You can become a bank by lending out Ethereum, and you get and it's smart contract. You get your money back over time like a bank. So this is why the banks are not too happy about any of this, because they're gonna get chopped out, but I'm sure they're buying up Ethereum like crazy and Bitcoin. So any other questions, any Meta Bronxer questions? Come on, one question from somebody in there, and any questions from you guys or any comments actually from the Clubhouse. No? All right. I think this is a good place to end it then. I think if you don't know by now, if you don't fully understand NFTs, definitely put in the comments or ask me. I'm still learning it myself. I'm deep diving in it myself. I'm going into all these Clubhouse rooms. I'm looking up YouTube videos. I'm reading articles. It brings out a side of me that I think now I can come back to life with the art side, right? Because I just feel like I don't have time to work on art. But now it's like, wait a minute. You can create something and it pops off. Of course, it's luck, but so is any art, right? But now there's at least an opportunity for it, I feel like. And then with what I like with the AR, VR stuff, I see that as a future opportunity. Here's this future opportunity here. Think about this. What if I can get a celebrity to collab with a famous artist and a famous musician, right? And then I help them create that piece, this is my idea. I talk about my ideas in public. I don't care. I'm not scared, right? So let's say I get this top artist, musician, a top graffiti artist, and a top architect to create a piece. And then I sell it, right? And of course, all three of their popularity would make that piece so much more valuable, right? And then the resell of it could be crazy because let's say that artist, one of those people pass away, that is going to go crazy, right? So my idea right now is to create some type of platform that allows that and does that. And when I do it, you'll all be the first to know. I already have people in mind. I'm going to talk to them and see if we can make it happen. But of course, I work on 1,000 things, so I need more people to be interested for me to drag that along. But that's what and then why is that important? Think about where we're going with gaming and VR. Imagine saying, and now virtual production of movies, right? Imagine the next big movie wants to have that art piece in their movie. I can give them that file. It plays in the movie and we all make money from it being in that movie, right? And now if Fortnite wants to have it in Fortnite, we all make money from it being in Fortnite, right? So this is where it just explodes. The opportunity is like really pretty endless, and then forever, which is fucking nuts. It's pretty nuts. Meta Bronx is here. So any comments on what I just said? Any thoughts on what I just said?
Sorry. Yeah. No, actually, you just brought to mind because I do work sometimes with films and I worked in independent film stuff. This would be something different if you were an independent filmmaker. You create your film or documentary, whatever, and you use this as a way to put it out there. So I own part distribution channel.
Yeah, I own part of a paparazzi company, and I'm thinking celebrity content, just like the NBA, right? The NBA is about to sell moments. I can sell celebrity moments because we own it, and we only ones that own it, right? So we can sell it to the fans, right? And that's another revenue stream that wasn't possible before. So there's a lot of opportunity, man. It's pretty crazy, and I'm glad we're catching it early and we're able to do stuff like Clubhouse, and I'm able to put this everywhere. I wonder how many people watch this, but and of course I'm gonna make videos that I put everywhere about it. But I really suggest every single person that is involved in anything this is the big thing. I saw Bitcoin when it was 30 cents and I didn't do my homework. And I looked at it and I was like, I don't know what that is. I'm not paying attention to it. Now, if I would have gave $100, I would have $15 million right now, right? For $100. But I didn't do the work. I didn't do the simple work of making sure I understood it. So now if you're an artist, you're a creator, you're a business person, and you're not paying attention to this and you're not trying to make sure you fully understand it, you're gonna you're gonna regret it. And that's why I'm creating this right now, because I'm like, all right, I don't sound alarms pretty often, but like with this Bitcoin and Ethereum thing, I really think as many of us, and when I say us, I mean minority community people, need to own as much Bitcoin and Ethereum as possible because it could change society. But now with NFTs, it goes back to my roots of art, right? Like if this existed, I may never have been a businessman. If I could have made money my whole life with art, I would have not gone into business, right? Most of us wouldn't. But that may be possible for more people now because of this, you know? And that's super exciting for me. So I guess any final comments, questions?
Do you know any sites where you can create your own NFT tokens? So I know there's sites like assettokenization.net where you can create ERC20 tokens, but like, what about the NFTs?
So right now, I'm thinking OpenSea is OpenSea, Rarible, but they charge you the gas fee, right? And it could be a little expensive because the gas fee is high right now. Gas fee is what Ethereum, I think I talked about in the beginning. Ethereum charge, it costs money to put it on the blockchain. So it's that's the gas fee, right? So David, what's up? So right now on these platforms, they charge you the gas fee to put it on. So it's not free, but it's not like $1 million. I think the gas fee last time we were talking about this, Milan. The gas fee is a little high right now, but they're coming out with ETH 2.0, and that's supposed to change the gas fees to like almost nothing. They're saying.
Yeah, we just made Cultivate coins, and it will cost us $24 to make 10,000 more. But I'm trying to figure out how we can do the NFT one.
So it's through a platform like I think OpenSea does it for you through their own whatever API or whatever. I don't know how it works totally, but just like you made those, they're making ones on their platform. I believe. Again, early.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure it out.
I got a question because you guys sparked something interest to make these when you say your own coins. So I'm on OpenSea.io right now as we're talking, and I'm looking at some of the art that's there. So when you guys are saying make your own, because I'm ignorant to this right now, your own NFT, you're saying that the art that I'm seeing there, that it says 1.407, that's the
fee.
Price?
Yeah, so basically right now I'm looking at one where it's this cat. It's like a 3D cat animated. It says 0.02. So basically the cost is right there. It's 30 cents. I mean $30, which is 0.02 of I guess $1,500, whatever Ethereum is right now.
So you're looking at the cat. Do you have a search for that so I can like?
It's AZRAEL. AZRAEL. So look, there's 452 people who own this cat, and there's 1,350 available. So there's still some you can buy for $30, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So his thing is his currency is a 0.02, which is $30.78. So what's the 0.02? That's the percentage So that's the only currency they're accepting
right now. All of this is because it all goes on the Ethereum blockchain. So that's what the blockchain is, the smart contract thing, right? So they're basically putting it on that contract, and they're charging the gas fee to put it on the contract. What gas fee means is there's code that needs to be written onto the blockchain, and a bunch of people are mining blockchain, so they pay these people to mine. So that's where you're paying them to mine, and they're creating new Ethereum by doing it. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Milan, you may be able to tell me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
So basically, I mean, who was saying something? Somebody said in here. I was asking my mom about this yesterday. Udin, what were you asking? Ask us. We could answer it. Jeff, any questions about NFTs? I mean, so did I answer your question, Milan? Because but you're saying, do you want to create your own token or do you want to make an NFT?
No,
I want to make my own token.
he wants to make his own token.
You want to make your own
Same
token.
thing.
So you're gonna have to create like, it's just like these other like Uniswap and all that. Those are coins that are built on top of Ethereum. So
yeah, but they're ERC20. So what I was mentioning is like, I don't know if you ever heard of asset tokenization.net. If anybody wants to create their own ERC20 tokens, I would use that. But you can do it in like 2 seconds.
Oh yeah, ERC20. I've seen that as I've been researching. ERC20, I think is different though. I don't think they're using that for this. Yeah.
Yeah, it is different. So I was wondering if there's another site like that site that I can just go in, plug in what I want it to be called, put the logo, and then they create it for me. Because that's what they do. They'll create the token for you.
I mean, there must be a way because however these OpenSea people did it, there must be a way to do it. So I'm gonna look into that as well because I'm in the same boat as you. I want to understand how they're doing it, and then I can create my own platform instead of piggybacking on them because you pay them. So not only do you go, the 10% goes to the artist, I believe the site gets 10% too. I'm not sure. I think OpenSea gets 10% as well of the sales. That's how they survive though. It makes sense. As a business, they're doing all this. They got to make money somehow. I don't know if it's 10% though. I think that's what I heard, 10%. All right. They said it could be worth $100 next year. What could be worth $100? Sorry, it's on YouTube. Somebody's asking a question. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about, David? What could be worth $100 next year? The cat that I was just showing you? This?
I think he's talking about Ethereum itself.
No, well, Ethereum's worth $1,500 right now. You saying like you think it'll go down? What do you think, Milan? You've been in this space for a while. What do you think Ethereum is gonna get to in the next year?
Oh, 10,000 easy.
See, 10,000. See, I actually agree. And that's why I'd rather be buying Ethereum right now than Bitcoin because I don't think Bitcoin is going to 5x, but I think Ethereum is.
Bitcoin should go to 100,000 though, for sure, too.
You think, but that's 2x, right? Like if you got to put money right now, my money's better on Ethereum than Bitcoin, in my opinion. Not to say I'm doing both, but I think I'd rather go harder with Ethereum because it has a bigger jump. So another big thing, anybody watching, if you look into Ethereum, one of the things I've been finding out is Ethereum, Ethereum is following the exact same ups and downs as Bitcoin did, but Bitcoin is 5 years younger than Ethereum. So if you move the chart and you bring it to 5 years to the same amount of start time, it's copying it. That's what they're showing, like at least from what I've seen so far. So if that continues, Ethereum is gonna go nuts because that's what happened with Bitcoin, right? So if you look at that and you think, hey, if that works out, you can make a lot of money because what did Bitcoin do, right? Bitcoin, it just this year, it like 5-6x in the last 7 months, something like that, right? So when it was
you hit the nail on the head last time you said it. You said gold is like Bitcoin and oil is like Ethereum.
Yes.
I think that's a perfect example.
100%. Edwin, what do you think? Edwin, so Edwin is a he's on the Clubhouse, sorry, you can't see him. Edwin is a VR creator from he just went through the whole Unreal Engine Academy. What do you think about NFTs and AR VR?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's talking about it, and I actually don't know a lot about NFTs other than conceptually, but I want to participate. I want to try to monetize my creative work, and I think there's a lot of content you can create using Unreal Engine, Blender, and create art, and just to be able to have a way to monetize it in a different way. And I just jumped in like a second ago,
sure.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely remember years ago when Bitcoin was like, I didn't know what was it, like, what are we going to spend this Bitcoin on? And I was just joking around, and it was like worth less than
dollar,
like a dollar, less
yep,
than a dollar,
yep.
less than a dollar. And
Hurts. That
I
hurts.
was like, I know. I should have just put $1,000.
I know. I was just saying that
been a
before you came in.
billionaire right now.
I'll have $20 million right now.
Exactly. And people did that. People did do that. They put in $100 and now they're millionaires, and they put in $1,000 and now they're billionaires. And I think, it's going up, it's going down, but it's not going to 50 cents.
Nah, I never go down. I don't think it'll go down that much. What about you, Caesar? What are you thinking? You've been diving into the NFTs too. What are you thinking with your industry?
So the NFTs, and you know this, Mig, we're diving into it because of our world. I've been a paparazzi for so long that I know I capture a lot of these celebrities, and a lot of it is one of one.
Did you check out Top Shots?
I did it yet. They were supposed to do something.
They're doing a release, but they have a few that they have on the website, topshots.com. Let me show you guys this Top Shot thing. Okay. I mean on the Clubhouse. If you want to go look on YouTube, like, you can't see it on Clubhouse, but
send it to me. No. Just after this, you can send it to me. But I definitely I'm looking forward to monetizing, because I've been monetizing my work for so long, and it's been so that you have to talk to another person to monetize it. So you have to sell it to an Entertainment Tonight. You got to sell it to these people, and so the salesperson has to be there. But with these NFTs, I just feel like it's gonna take it to a different level, and it's just gonna people could own your stuff, and I don't know. The
URL is NBATopShots.com. If anybody wants to go check it out. Right now, I'm looking at an Anthony Davis jump shot hook. He's doing a jump shot hook. They're saying the lowest price they'll take for it is $2,600. The highest price is $100,000, and they have like, looks like 20 of them available, and some people are paying $23,000. Some people are paying it's called NBATopShot.com.
I think I want to create my own coin.
We were just saying it right now. Milan was just saying the same thing.
I've been trying to do that for a long time. Just thinking about the tech around it, and then create VR. Because I'm a VR content creator. I create 360 videos, and I have my own channel. It's called vrvideo.tv. And the hardest thing for me is, like, when you create content, like, it seems like people don't want to pay for it. But I think it seems like
the scarcity of it, though. That's the difference.
People want to use money they want to use their Bitcoin for money. So I could integrate that into my website so that anyone who wants to pay with any kind of coin could.
Yeah, I mean, it's so early in this. It's so exciting. You know what it makes me feel like? I'm much older than most of you watching. I guess some of you on the Clubhouse, we're about the same age. When I was 20 years old and the internet, well, not you, Milan, you're young. When I was 20 years old and the internet was coming out, and I was like, man, there's so much money going to be made here. I feel like this is going to be more than what happened with that. Because you can literally build Amazon off Ethereum. And that is crazy. Think about all the things that guy had to put with all these people. Ethereum has all the pieces for you to make everything Amazon does right now. You just got to know how to code and stuff, which back then I was able to go and do, but now I don't know about that. But it's a pretty crazy time for all this stuff. So I guess it's been over an hour. This was super interesting, and these clubhouses go for hours. Let's see. All right, big Meta Bronx gang in the house. A bunch of the Meta Bronxers came by. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys learned. I'm gonna ask you questions later. And anybody wanna any final comments or questions about NFTs? All right.
My question is, how do you get started?
So with me, how I'm getting started is I'm in these Clubhouse rooms just soaking up information, right? The second thing is I'm about to create one. I want to go through the process myself of taking a digital file that I create, putting it up, figuring it out from start to finish. That's how I learn things. I go through the whole process myself, right? So OpenSea, I'll try Rarible. I got Ethereum I can use on the gas fees. You got to have Ethereum though. That's another thing. So that's my process. Basically, my next step is creating one. I'm gonna just figure out one to create, and then from there, I'll start to really understand and learn more. You know.
Yeah, I hear you. Let's talk offline, man. It's been a while. Definitely want to catch up with you, bro.
For sure.
I'm still in Hawaii, and I'm not.
Nice, nice. I like that location drop right there. Mic drop.
I'm not leaving.
Nah, I wouldn't leave either. I wouldn't leave either.
You're not gonna hang out in person for a while. Although I'll be in New York.
I'm coming to Hawaii. What are you talking about?
All right, but I'll be in New York in the summer, June and July, and then.
So everybody follow each other. Everybody in this room is a heavy hitter. Trust me. Go follow each other. And the Clubhouse, you're not in Clubhouse, you need to get on Clubhouse because I'm on YouTube too at the same time. But amazing, good stuff. Hopefully this helped anybody that really wants to get into it. Anybody is where you should go. OpenSea, Rarible, NBA Top Shot, Ethereum. Make sure you understand all these things. And good luck. Let's all become millionaires off this stuff.
Yeah. Last comment. So one thing I heard too was buying your domain, the crypto domains.
Oh, .eth, right?
Right now.
Where do you?
Yeah, like .crypto.
Where do you find? I was trying to find out where you could buy .eth.
Go on unstoppabledomains.com.
Unstoppabledomains.com. Nice, good final value there.
I have a really good .com domain that I want to use, and that's what basically I'm gonna call my coin Bling.
Wait. That's pretty. You better hurry up and buy that then.
I already bought the name. I have the name.
Oh, you got, but you don't got the dot. Okay, that coin.
I got the .com, and that's what I wanna. But I have to figure out the process. So,
Milan, you just gave me the good look. I'm about to buy .eth. I got to figure out what.
Yeah, you need .eth because that's gonna be the big one. They said even for Cash App, when you're sending ETH back and forth, you're gonna need that .eth domain.
Dope. You see, ETH. I'm telling you, this is a money-making tip right here. Buy Ethereum. I told the Meta Bronxers this summer when it was $8,000. I told them buy Bitcoin. I'm telling you, now it's $50,000. You know, like that is gonna happen with if it takes the same path as Bitcoin as it's been doing every year. If you look at the jumps, it's like exact, and it's tied to Bitcoin. So, I'm telling you, that's my money tip of the day. Buy Ethereum. All right, I think that's how we end it.
Unstoppable Domains.
I'm on unstoppabledomains.com. Yep, I'm on there. I'm gonna figure out the name to buy. Unstoppabledomains.com. I'll show you guys on the YouTube right here. This is it right here. So if you want to go buy .eth, that's where you do it. All right, good stuff. Thanks for everybody who watched. Thank you for the guys who came through the Clubhouse. I'm gonna try to keep doing these Clubhouses. These things are fun. It's like we chilling again, like with all of you guys. So, all right, have a good one.
All right, good night.
All right.
Good night.
Later, Miguel.
Later.